Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS Inform. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining me in the studio is Talia Myrick. She is the coordinator of sexual assault with Crisis Connection. Also joining us is Julie Fischer, and Julie is a victim advocate. But Talia, I also understand you also are a victim advocate as well.
Yep.
Okay, let's start things off. We've had you on before talking about Crisis Connection. For those that don't know, what does Crisis Connection do?
We provide advocacy and supportive services for victims of domestic and sexual violence, and we also have an education program who educates the community and school members, doing presentations all across our service area.
Do you know how long Crisis Connection has been in existence? I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but...
We've been around for more than 30 years. I don't know the exact number.
It's coming
of
closer
years.
to 40.
Is it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
But now we're going to notice a little bit of a change.
Right.
And not really much of a change, but maybe a little color change. But you have a new tagline.
Yes, our new tagline is Connections, Heal, and Prevent. And we just want to get the word out there that being a connection for someone can potentially save a life and prevent further trauma from happening, or even from happening in the first place.
Because really that's what you do, is if someone is being abused, I guess either physically, mentally, or sexually, they can call Crisis Connection and talk to somebody. And that's kind of the phone calls you get.
Yes.
Tell me about that a little bit.
It's a crisis line, so we take them during the day, but we also run 24/7 where an advocate is on call, so you're always getting somebody to be able to talk to in the general area regarding sexual assault or domestic violence. We get calls regarding other things too, housing and different things, and we're going to refer them somewhere else if we can assist them.
And really, Crisis Connection, some people may go, well, we really don't have that much of a problem here. That's the problem that you have in other counties. You serve a large county, but it happens in every county.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. This type of violence does not discriminate against race, religion, gender, class, anything like that. It happens to everyone. It happens everywhere. You never know who you might be around that's been a victim, and how you can help them get to safety or prevent other things from happening.
Now, really, you're needing help in two ways. I'm not necessarily help from the general public to, number one, help fund you, to make connections with you, because connections heal and prevent.
Yeah.
But you also are there to help those who are in a situation. Connections heal and prevent. What do you hope people get? What do you hope sinks in their minds about that phrase?
So as far as Connections Prevent, you have the power to see things that someone else might not see, to stop abuse from happening, or to step in and just to question as much as, is everything okay? Do you need help with something? That opens the door for someone to reach out for help and say, yeah, I do need something. You can make a report anytime you think that something isn't quite right. Everyone in Indiana that's over the age of 18 is a mandated reporter. So if you have the suspicion of abuse, you're mandated to make that report to the DCS hotline.
Okay. The DCS hotline, which is the Department of Child Services,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
What if I'd call Crisis Connection? Is that kind of the same thing?
You can call us and we can give you that number. We can make the report with you. And if you don't want to make the report, we still have to, because we're also mandated reporters. But we can get you connected to the hotline.
Maybe I'm a little confused. When we talk about this, we're talking about when someone sees something with a child.
Yes. With a
Then
child.
you're mandated
Yes.
to call.
Yes.
What about for calling Crisis Connection? If you're an adult who is being abused or you suspect abuse, can you call anonymously just to maybe heal or maybe to prevent?
Yeah. You can call anonymously if you choose to tell us your name. Everything stays confidential with us. We have special privileges in terms of confidentiality, so your information is always safe with us.
Do people think that you're going to turn right around and call the sheriff on them? Is that kind of one reason they don't call
We get the sheriff. We get individuals worried that we're going to contact DCS if they're telling us about something that's happening in them that has nothing to do with the kids, but they're worried still that's going to involve somebody, that's going to involve the courts. You're going to tell somebody or something's going to happen. So what they do when they call, sometimes they don't want to give their name right away, but usually they're more assured, and then they open up a little more and feel comfortable.
Are you the first contact for people sometimes?
And yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That takes a special kind of person to handle a phone call like that. What kind of training do you go through?
We've been through, so the state has certain trainings for advocates that you have to complete before you can work one-on-one with a client. So, and then we have to keep up certain hours every year to remain eligible to serve people. But crisis intervention, mental health, first aid, those are all things that we have to complete before we can help people.
You do a lot of different things then. So there are people who have mental abuse that's going on, and people may not realize, well, what's mental abuse? Could you describe? Because I know it's obvious. Physical abuse, somebody got hit, somebody got hurt. Sexual abuse, that's obvious too. But mental abuse, that's probably a fine line.
You got the mental, the emotional, the financial abuse. We'll have clients come in and are monitored for their mileage or how much they spend per week. The mental abuse about maybe their appearance or what they're doing at home. They're not keeping the house up. They, a lot of the different stuff, they're not taking care of the kids right, or they're not keeping track of different things. So there's a lot of abuse between the partners and how they make them feel. And so sometimes that emotional, mental abuse can really get to them.
Is it all about control?
All
If someone's
about
controlling
power and
you,
control.
then there's a problem.
Yep.
So if you suspect that, it's okay to call and talk to somebody.
Yes.
That's because it may be that they just need to talk to somebody. You brought up something I never thought about. Financial
Yeah.
abuse, never
abuse.
thought about that you could control how they spend their money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a lot of
Been
different
a big
angles.
thing right now this year with the stimulus checks.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Accounts and whether they're separated and the money's going for the kids to the one spouse or the other. So there's been a lot of different issues. We've learned new stuff this year about.
So Crisis Connection, though, is somebody you can call to find out.
Yeah.
Because you may not realize that it is abuse until you call
Right.
and talk to somebody.
Yeah, and with financial abuse, it goes even beyond controlling what they're spending. It could be preventing them from working, which keeps them in that relationship. If they don't have a way to earn their own money, how can they go stay in a hotel room for the night if they need to, or get their own car, things like that. So it's really manipulative, and it's all designed to keep them trapped in that relationship.
So you may be helping somebody just to understand, but you may also have an emergency. What happens in that case? So somebody calls you and they are really in dire straits. They've run away because they're afraid to go back to that house, and now they got no place to stay. So they have to go back, but not necessarily. How do you handle emergency situations?
Well, COVID's been a different thing too, so everything's so different because shelter, if we can find shelters, if we can find family members that are safe, we'll help get that transportation. We're going to make sure they're going to be safe. Where are they at? Are they safe right now? Do they need help? Do they need officers? I mean, we're going to make sure that kind of thing. If they've left, and then we're going to find it. We're going to work with them until we find some place for them. And if we need to assist for short term until we can get a hold of a safe place, or we work with them with the protection orders and different stuff with the courts, maybe to help them get their own place. We do housing, so we're going to help them contact housing, applications, different stuff, and do a little bit of everything. That's why it's called Connections. We connect them with the people they need to.
Well, because if somebody is in a bad situation and leaves that situation, needs help, they probably don't have the money. What happens in that case? Is that something, again, you connect?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. We are blessed by a really supportive community that helps out a lot of times whenever we need it, even if it's for tires on a car or something. We have a lot of people that can help us, and then we also have certain funds available that we can help in special situations.
So if somebody would like to help you out financially, or maybe with a service that they provide, what do? They contact you?
Yep, give us a call, and we will either get you on a list for someone to call whenever we have a certain situation that needs help. They can drop donations off at our office, and even shampoo, goes a long way. Household cleaning goes a long way. So all of those things we collect for our clients, and just give us a call if you have something you want to donate. I'm sure we can either find a place for it or find a place for you to take it.
There you brought up something, shampoo,
Yeah.
toothpaste, toothbrushes. So when you're shopping and you feel you want to help somebody out, that's one way you can do it. Help to make a goodie bag and just bring it and drop it by.
Yep.
Let's get back to somebody that is having a situation. Is there a phone number they call? Do they have to go on the internet? What do they do?
So if the internet sometimes is more safe through email, if their phone calls are being monitored. We do have a general email. It's info@crisisconnectioninc.org. And we all get that, and we'll just pick whoever gets to respond. Or they can call our hotline, which is 1-800-245-4580.
Okay. But the problem is people will forget that. So what do they? I guess they could just Google it.
Yep, you can Google us, Facebook, Instagram.
Or you may be in a situation where you just call the sheriff's office.
Yes. Correct.
And they definitely will connect you somehow.
Yes. If you're ever in immediate danger for your safety, 911 is the best
Yes.
place to call.
Okay. I guess your also services are listed through 211.
Yes.
Would be another way
Yep.
that somebody could call and if they're not in an emergency.
Yep.
Okay. So connections, heal, and prevent. That's the new tagline for
Yes.
Crisis Connection. And it's being rolled out now, and you'll probably keep that going for a while.
Yep. Yep.
That's a great tagline. Anything else that you'd like to add?
Just, I mean, we cover 7 counties, so we're not just in Du Bois County, and we get calls from all over. We've dealt with people from other states and other counties, and we'll connect them to the services that are available in that area.
And if somebody is from another county, let's say they are in a bad situation in Indianapolis and they got in their car and they just drove and now they're in Du Bois County, it's okay to call you because
Yes.
you'll still make that connection for
Perfectly
them.
okay.
Absolutely.
yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And if they want to stay here, we'll help them stay here if this is the safest place for them to be.
Okay. And if worst comes to worst, call the 911, ask for the phone number, they'll
Yes.
give it to you and they'll
Yep.
get you going.
Yep.
Okay. Anything that you wanted to add?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so. Just remember that we're here and available and ready to help whenever we can.
And answer any questions.
Yeah.
And Crisis Connection is doing good work, so if you can help out by financially supporting them in some way, or just donations, as you mentioned, is a
Yep.
great way to go.
Yes.
Ladies, thank you very much for being our guests.
Thank you.
Thank you
Our
very
guests
much.
have been Talia Myrick. She is the coordinator of sexual assault, and also joining us is a victim advocate, Julie Fischer. From Crisis Connection, please give them a call if you can help them in any way, or if you are in danger or somebody you know is in danger, call the Crisis Connection hotline. Thank you for watching 18 WJTS. We are local people watching local people.